Hi everyone, I want to show you how to recode data in SPSS. So assuming you have this data, which is an artificially created data set. So you have the ID, the sex, the age, the BMI, and then you have depression. So let's assume that, let's say you would want to create a new variable, but now you would want to code the variable as less than, let's say, 45 years of age, and then greater than 45 years of age. So we would want to create a new variable in this same data set, but now we want the variable to represent age that is less than 45 years and greater than 45 years. So how do we go about recreating, this variable? So there are two ways to do that. You can actually create this new variable by replacing the old variable, which is age here, or we can create a new column and then give it a new name rather than recoding into the same column, which is age. So in order to do that, you are going to use what is called a transform. So if you click the transform, you are going to see we have recode into same variable and recode into different variable. So first of all, let's usually in data analysis, I wouldn't always advise you to recode into the same variable. But for demonstration, we are going to actually do both method. So let's assume we would want to recode into different variable. So in order to do that, we are going to actually use recode into different variable. And once we've done that, we want to recode what we would want to recode age. So now we click on age, and then we give it a new name. Let's say we would want to give it age 45, right? And then you can give it name, so you can label it. So you can say that individual, so individual age less than or greater than 45 years. So okay. So there's what you have. So now you said, and then you hit on this change. You would have to hit on this change to tell SPSS that now I'm transforming age into a new column, which I'm going to give it the name age 45 with this label. So now I click on it. And then here is where now you are going to actually ask SPSS, okay, here is how I want you to do the recoding. So now in order to do that, you click on the old and new variable. And then now the old variable. So what do you want to do? So we would want to actually have any variable that is less than 45 years to be coded at, let's say, 1, and any variable greater than 45 years to be coded as true. So that's what we want to do. So in order to do that, now we are going to say, we are going to tell SPSS that, okay, here's what I want you to do. We can use, there are two ways to go about this. You can actually use range, right? So range, in order to use range, you can tell SPSS, okay, for the old variable, I want you to have any age range 0 through to what, 45 years. And then I would want you to code it as 1. Okay. And then now I would also want you to now have from 46 years to, let's say, let's give it any number, let's say 1,000 years, right? And then I would want you to actually give it as 2. So now the new value is what, 2. And then now you add it. So now you hit continue and then you say, okay. So now by default, you can see SPSS have actually created this new variable. And what do we have? We have age 40 as what? Have been coded 1, 35, 1. So look at 55 is what? 2, 60 is 2, 72, 2. And that's how now we have created a new variable in SPSS from an existing variable. So now, given that age, we don't want to have a decimal, we have to change the decimal to what? 0. And then also we can now use the values, given that this particular new variable is a categorical variable or a nominal variable, we would want to actually give it the code name. So we said that 1 is what? Is 45 years, so 45 years or less. And then we said that 2 is greater than, so we say greater than what? 45 years. And then we said, okay, so now in order to see it, we can actually use this one to see have it changed. So there's what we have. So now we have less than 45 years, greater than 45 years. So this is how you can actually recode into a different variable. Now, what about if you want to recode into the same variable, which often I don't advise, but if you want to recode into the same variable, sure, we can do that. So what do we want to do? So we would want to actually recode what? Age. This is what we would want to code. And then we can now hit on what? We can now hit on new. So how do we want to record age? So using the same thing, we would want to record age with the range of, let's say, age 0 to 45 years. We would want to record it as 1. And then we add. Always make sure you add, if not, SPSS wouldn't recognize it. And then we would want to also code age 46 to some 46 years, 46 years or more. So let's say 2000 years, that's fine. And then we said to what? We are giving it 2. So which means any individual with the age greater than 45 years, which means 46 through and above, we are giving it 2. Then we go to continue. Then we have to hit OK. So once we hit OK, you can see the changes have actually been reflected. So given that the changes have reflected, now we can actually have to come to the values and then do the changes here. So now we have to rename it as 1, which is 45 years or less, or 45 years or less. And then we can have 2, which is 45 years or greater. So, or we say greater than 45 years. So greater than 45 years. Then we said, okay. So this is how you can actually create a new variable in SPSS by replacing the old variable or creating an entirely new variable or a new column in SPSS. So for instance, again, we have a BMI, which is often used in measuring obesity. So assuming you have been told that to recode BMI into a new variable, which into a new variable, which is categorical variable with, let's say, those less than 45 years being said to be, sorry, those less than, who is having BMI of less than 30 as not obese, and those having BMI greater than 30 are said to be what? To be obese. So in order to do that, again, the same way we are creating into a different variable. So now we have to remove this, and then we want to bring in BMI, and then we want to give it a name. So we said that BMI obese, right? And then we can say that is the, so we can, okay, say, are you obese? We are asking the individual, are you obese, right? then we have to hit on change to make sure we actually execute that changes. Then we go to here. Then we say that all individuals with BMI less than or equals to 30 are said to be not obese, right? So we can use, the range. So we can say that, okay, we are using from 0 to 30, right? And then we are going to, so first of all, let's remove the old one we did. So we say from 0 to 30, we are going to give it 1, which is individual who are not obese, right? And then let's say from 31 and above, let's say 31 to 1,000 again, we are going to give it as 2, which is individual who are obese, right? Then we say continue and continue. So we have created. Again, given that it's a nominal variable or categorical variable, we would want to give it the decimal of 0. And then now you can come here and then recode it, do the coding, which is, we said 1 was individual, not obese. And then we have 2 as individual who are obese. So this is how you can actually do the recoding of data in SPSS using the function called the transform function. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.